What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to What If Android 21 Was Canon. Last time, we went over the return of Cell and Frieza, and how that gave 21 a hard time. Champa would also be present during that time, so now that he's seen 21 in action, let's see what he'll do in this part to make things better for the tournament, and his team. Before we continue, guys, look at those numbers! Come on, we can do better than this. We can get that 72 of y'all to actually subscribe, and when we do that, we can go to even higher places. So, yeah, subscribe if you're not subscribed. I have a lot of energy right now. Let's just get into the video. After 21 would face off against Frieza and Cell, she would have been able to replicate the Hakai. Champa would see this and tells Beerus that he wants to train his fighters for a bit before they compete, with Beerus allowing this because of his overconfidence. 21, Goku, and Vegeta would have gotten exponentially stronger after their face-off against the resurrected villains, but they would still train. In this time, Goku and Vegeta would go to train in the hyperbolic time chamber and would want 21 to join, but 21 would decide to train with Beerus instead. She would say that she wants to train with Beerus to perfect her use of destruction because it would be unstable for her and her use of it would be the same. Piccolo would join the group alongside Android 16, as Beerus wouldn't see it fit to recruit Monaka since he would be training 21. In Universe 6, Champa would gather his team and would decide to have Vados train them. Champa would be scared that 21 can utilize the Hakai, so he would make a plan that could counter 21. Vados would train the Universe 6 fighters with different styles. For Batamo, she would train him to be more quicker and agile, so he's not only an immovable object. Same thing for Vegeta, but Vados would mainly train Vegeta's mental state. For Frost and Kaba, she would have them train together and make sure that Frost doesn't use any cheap materials. Would Kaba be able to become a Super Saiyan in this training? I hear you guys, and I'll say yes, but he wouldn't be able to push past Super Saiyan for the time being. Now, what would Hit do to train? Champa would decide that an 1,000-year-old assassin who can manipulate time is the perfect candidate to train to use the Hakai. Hit would be reluctant to learn, but Champa would offer him, who would have guessed it, a lot of money. Hit would still be on edge, saying that once he has his power, it will place a target on his back, not only through the universe and the multiverse, but by the other gods of destructions. Champa would be getting annoyed by this, but Vados would interrupt, saying that if they win the tournament, then they can wish for his destruction abilities to be cast away, or to make sure that it is at least private. Hit would be very pressured, but would decide to agree. Hit would decide that it's best to learn the ability, rather than get threatened by it. Training would continue with each universe's fighters getting stronger, and soon enough, the time of the tournament would arrive. They would all head to the Nameless Planet, where Goku and Vegeta would meet Kaba and the other Universe 6 participants, with the group sensing Hit's Hakaishin powers. The tournament would begin, but this time, Goku would have to be more strategic when facing off against his foes. For Batamo, he would have to power up into Super Saiyan 2 and instant transmission him out of the ring. Goku would then face off against Frost next, and Frost would utilize his 100% form against him. Frost would push Goku to utilize Super Saiyan 3, and even then Frost would be relentless, which would remind Goku of Frieza, but he would have a plan. Goku would dash forward towards Frost, but then for a brief moment, it would seem like he disappeared, but in reality, Goku would go from Super Saiyan to Super Saiyan God, and punch Frost out of the ring. Champa would be getting annoyed that his fighters, even after training, would still be getting knocked out, but this would go to show how Goku's experience will outweigh most of Universe 6. Champa would then change up the rules, where 16 would go up against Vegeta. 21 would cheer on 16, with 16 getting a weird feeling from this, as 21 would show off a certain cheeriness to her. 16 would enter the ring, where he would clash against Vegeta. Since 16 is an android, the heat wouldn't affect him as it did for Vegeta, but it would be having an alternative effect, which wouldn't be good. 16 would begin to overheat, so when he would try to analyze Vegeta's movements, his data would error and corrupt, with 16 almost fighting blindly. This would result in Universe 6's first win, which would then go over to Piccolo heading into the ring but Piccolo wouldn't fare any better than 16 would. Champa would begin to get excited from this with this annoying Beerus, and he would tell Vegeta to get rid of the giant can. Vegeta would face off against Vegeta, which continues the same way, but when Vegeta would insult Vegeta, Vegeta wouldn't budge. Vegeta would be getting annoyed by this, and would fire off a final flash, with Vegeta countering it with a large lava mouth blast. Vegeta would be getting pushed back as Vegeta would stomp forward, but Vegeta's eyes would flash blue for a moment, and he would then blast Vegeta and half of the ring out. Vegeta would win, and then go on to face Cabba, with him being impressed, but he would show Cabba that he still has a lot to learn. The next fight would be Vegeta against Hit, with it ending with Hit winning, with this heavily damaging Vegeta's ego. First, he wasn't able to defeat Frieza until he fused, and now this random assassin mopped the floor with him? This would resonate with Vegeta, and not in a good way. Next up would be Goku versus Hit, with this battle being as climactic as the canon version, with Goku firing up into Kaioken Blue, but this time when Goku would fire the Kamehameha, it would disappear. Goku would look on confused until he would see Hit utilizing the Hakai. With Hit being able to utilize the Hakai, Goku would begin to have trouble, with him fighting frantically, with his body breaking down by the second in Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, and soon enough, Goku would collapse to this out of power fatigue. 21 would heal Goku, but Goku's body would be reacting weird after he pushed the Kaioken to shreds. 21 would then enter the arena, where she would meet eye to eye with Hit. Hit would then say that he knows that she's been analyzing their battles. 21 would ask Hit how he was able to get a handle on the Hakai so quickly, with Hit reminding her after saying to Goku that he is 1,000 years old, and that he is very capable when it's time to get a job done. 21 would then engage in the battle, where she would utilize similar moves from Frost to Vegeta, with Hit telling her that his teammates' abilities cannot defeat his own. 21 would then smirk, saying she knows, as she would then begin to flare up her aura, with her creating hybrid attacks. 21 would fire out Frost Death Beams in one hand, as she would power up and fire a Gallic Cannon towards Hit. Hit would destroy the attack, and then rush forward, as Hit and 21 would begin to trade shots. Hit's time skip would be hard for 21 to deal with, as he would switch it up from offensive to defensive. 21 would then begin to slash at Hit, with Hit dodging, until 21 would then land a surprising tail swipe to Hit's core. Hit would be swatted back, but would then keep himself in the ring. Hit would see that 21 is keeping up without getting tired, and he would then decide to go full power. Hit would then burst out his aura, once again, with 21 doing the same, but this time, a light purple aura surrounds the two. Hit and 21 would use their destruction powers against each other, with the others seeing that the arena and the planet would begin to crumble. Goku would look over to 21 and shout to stop, but 21 would use her telekinesis and tells Goku that she has a plan. 21 would then continue to face Hit, but then Hit would realize something. Hit would see that 21 was getting faster, but not only in speed, but timing. The two would then disappear, with everyone being shocked. There would then be streaks of light in the air, where half would be dark magenta and half would be bright pink. Vegeta would look on shocked, but then realize that 21 is utilizing the time skip. 21 and Hit would be clashing against each other with the time skip, and the two would be rapidly improving. This battle would become one which would translate into experience versus intelligence. 21 would have trouble, but because she can regenerate and can copy Hit's moves, she would be able to defeat Hit. 21 would end the battle with a new attack that she would have created. She would grab onto her arm and fire a pink and yellow swirling beam straight for Hit, with Hit trying to destroy it, but 21 would add a tiny bit of Hakai into her blast, which would add a protective barrier. This attack would be the Macaroon Cannon. Hit would be pushed out of the ring, with 21 becoming the winner. Hit would be gassed out, but 21 would jump over to him and heal him, with Hit thanking her and saying that he is surprised that she was able to replicate the time skip. 21 would say that she wouldn't ever be able to use it as well as he would, but she would be thankful for learning the move. 21 would then win the tournament, with Champa being livid that even after training, his universe still lost. Before threatening his fighters, 21 would tap his shoulder and then gesture a bowl of ice cream, with Champa snatching it away and chowing it down in reluctance. Goku and Vegeta would be impressed with 21 being able to grow even stronger than last time, with Vegeta still being scarily quiet. Zeno would arrive and would become friends with both Goku and 21, with 21 offering Zeno a galaxy-looking lollipop. The team would then head back to Earth, with Vegeta being beyond infuriated and would vow to become even stronger, with Beerus liking that Vegeta is getting fired up. Vegeta would decide that he would train and unlock the Hakai and even perfect it in his own way. Vegeta would begin to train with Beerus earlier than usual, after deciding that he is done being overshadowed by not only Goku, but by 21. 21 would take a break from training, as she would be helping Bulma repair 16. After 16 would be repaired, and even upgraded, she would find herself giving Goku physical therapy. Chi-Chi would have contacted Bulma about Goku's power acting weird, with Bulma deciding to help, and she would run tests with 21, and the two would make a treatment for Goku to get back into shape. As 21 is helping Goku recover, Vegeta would be pushing his power past the limit on Beerus' planet, with Vegeta learning about his planet's misery. Now, why would Vegeta become more obsessed with training? Well, in this story, with Vegeta not being able to defeat Hit or Frieza, or even Cell, Vegeta would be falling back into a relapse of his past, where others would excel way further beyond than himself, but this time, he wouldn't allow that. Vegeta won't be getting Ultra Ego just yet, but he would be reaching other levels of power sooner than expected. Back with 21, Bulma would come to her with news. 21 and 16 would get together, with Bulma saying that she doesn't know how they will understand it or how they'll take it, but they are mother and son. 21 would be shocked, with Bulma showing pictures of data that would show the two alongside Dr. Gero together. 21 would be happy to see this, but Bulma would say that she has one more bit of information. 21 has a grandson named Hito. 21 would be shocked to hear this, asking where to find the boy. In Universe 10, Zamasu would oversee Goku's battle with Hit, and he would have been outraged to then see 21 and Hit using the Hakai. He would then decide to take over Goku's body and begin his Zero Mortals plan. And with that, we'll leave this part off for right now. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and if you guys enjoyed, make sure that you guys subscribe. If you guys are a part of that 72.5%, make sure you turn yourself into those people who are on the 22. Just please subscribe. Now, how will the story continue to change, with 21's involvement in the story changing a lot, with Vegeta going to Beerus earlier, and Zamasu seeing that 21 and Hit uses the Hakai? How will Hit's use of the Hakai change out the rest of the story? Well, I guess we'll have to see next time in part 4. So, with that out of the way, thank you guys so much for watching again, and later!